If you're like me and you're not a video editor, trying to edit short form videos can take a ton of time and can be super confusing trying to wade through all the different software and the skills needed to make high quality videos. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I use Descript to edit up to 14 short form videos in just about 60 minutes. I've got this process down to 4 to 5 minutes per video. And so I'll show you exactly the tools and features I'm using to get this done. So looking at my screen over here, you can see that I'm using the desktop version of Descript. Now, if you're watching this video, you don't know what Descript is. It's basically an editing tool that has a lot of really cool advanced AI features. Now, you can edit video, you can edit screen recordings, you can edit just audio. But in this video, we're going to be focusing on short form video that you can use for YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikToks, and all kinds of different short form videos that are typically going to be like 30 seconds to maybe a couple of minutes. They're typically going to be vertical formats. They're oftentimes recorded with your phone, or they're just really tall videos. They're not the necessarily wide videos like you might be watching here on YouTube. So this is what the Descript desktop app looks like. I'm on a Mac, but I assume it's going to look the same on Windows. So once you've got this installed and you've subscribed to a plan, you're going to hit this new project button. Now you can see down here that I've got all these projects with my short form videos. And so I'm going to click on new project and I'm going to do a video project. That's going to open up a new project in Descript. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag in my raw short video. Once I drag in my video, it's going to take us over here to the main Descript editing screen. And you're going to see that it's loading up. It's actually transcribing my video. Now, one of the coolest features about Descript is that every video you put in here, it will give you a transcription, show you all the words, and you can actually edit your videos in Descript by just deleting words or moving around words in the actual text field here. So it's pretty different from traditional video editors where you have to be, editing down the clips and listening for the right times. You can actually do it all through just text, which is pretty cool. It's just like editing a document or a script. This video here is actually a really good example for this video because this is a 3 minute and 16 second raw video. And I'm typically trying to get my videos down around the 1 minute mark. Sometimes they go up to like 1 minute and 30, but this one's a longer one. So we'll see what we've got here. So after the transcription is done, you can see it actually shows me all the words in my video right here. Now, if I wanted to manually edit them, I could do that right here, but I don't do any of that when I use Descript because remember, we're trying to do this really, really fast. So I want to show you all the shortcuts to edit your videos down really quickly. So the first thing I do is I click on this AI tools button over here on the right. It's going to pull up all these different tools. I'm going to show you a few that I use. First, I click on Studio Sound. This is going to make my recorded sound way better. It's just going to use AI to upgrade the sound, reduce some of the background noise, and level out my voice so it's a little bit louder. It's the right volume. So if I just click that Studio Sound button, you'll see it load for just a few seconds and then it says all completed and that part's done. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my AI tools menu and I'm going to do remove retakes. So this is just going to automatically detect all of the times when I messed up and had to re-say things, and it's just going to remove them all for me. So literally within seconds, it shows here that I have 2 retakes in this script. And so if I click this green accept edit button, I can actually remove those from my script. You saw that it just removed those out of there. Now, sometimes it actually just crosses them out. That's okay. When it does that, it will remove them from the timeline, but you can also highlight them here and just delete it like that, and that will completely remove it from the text. Once I'm done removing retakes, I'll hit done. Now you can see down here that I'm already down to 2 minutes and 15 seconds from a original 3 minute and 16 second video. But the big thing that will remove a lot more of that time is I can use this shorten word gaps button. So if I click on that, what it's going to do is it's going to find all the gaps in my words and it's going to just tighten the whole video. So there's probably a lot of blank space when I'm staring into the camera, just thinking about what I'm going to say or whatever, thinking about a retake I have to do. So you can see it found 21 word gaps, and I have it set to anything that's more than 0.2 seconds. It's going to try to make that shorter. So I hit find all word gaps, and then I just hit shorten all. And once I do that, just like that, check it out. Now we're down to 1 minute and 44 seconds. If you're thinking about starting and launching a brand new online course, I just released a free tool called the Freedom Plan Generator, which will give you a full online course launch plan in just about 3 minutes based on your unique skills and experience. You can try it out completely free by just going over to plan.builtbyparents.com, and I'll leave that link down in the description and in the pinned comment. Back to the video. At this point, we're generally in a pretty good spot, and I generally watch through the video to see if it didn't find any of the retakes or if there's any other issues, and this takes about 1 minute to 2 minutes. But I just quickly kind of skim through the video and find if there's anything that it messed up on or anything that it missed. And typically there might be 1 to 2, but sometimes there's none and I can just move to the next step. So in this video, one thing that I found here was that it actually didn't pick up on this retake where I say a better strategy and then I say a better and more profitable strategy later on. So I actually redid that part. So check out how easy this is to edit this down. Rather than going through the video and finding the spot and then having to like cut and paste, all that I need to do is actually just highlight these words right here that I want to remove because that's a retake, hit the backspace button, and now it makes the edit for me. So now I've cut it down to 1 minute and 34 seconds, and I've removed that retake myself that the AI didn't pick up on. The next thing I do is really important, and this is going to take a little bit more time the very first time that you edit one of these. But once you do it one time, you never really have to do it again. If I click on this properties button and then I go to choose layout, I can actually pick a layout for my video, and this will change the color, it will add captions, it can change the cropping, it can do a bunch of things. But what you need to do is the very first time that you do a video, you need to set up your video the way that you like it to look. If you go over here to the right, you can click on the captions button, and it has a bunch of preset captions if you want to add captions to your video. You can also click on the properties button and you can change things about your video like the cropping or different effects that you might want to add, and you can make the video look like you want it to look. For example, if I click on this visual effects button, there's all kinds of different effects I can add to my video. One of the ones that I did on my video was I did color adjustments, and I wanted to adjust the color a little bit because I was recording these videos in my house. I just felt like it was a little bit too yellow, so I did some color adjustments. Now, after I've made all the edits that I want to this video, what I want to do is save it as a preset or a layout. So if I go back, you can see it says choose layout, and I can go to change layout pack. And if I go to private right here, this actually shows me all the layouts that I've created. Now I actually have a preset right here that I created for videos that I film in my house. Now, as I mentioned, I only had to do this one time and then just save it. And now all that I do, every single video that I create, is I just click this house preset, and watch what happens when I click that. You're gonna see that the color changed a little bit. And now if I scroll through this, there are formatted captions on here that are formatted the way that I like them. So I created this caption preset. I created the color adjustment. I could maybe crop in a little bit if I want. And all I have to do is save that. And then each video I edit, I just click that layout and it automatically changes the look to the way that I like it. At this point, I'm pretty much done. There's some light cleanup I might need to do. One thing I've found on almost every video is that I typically need to shorten the beginning of the video. You can see there that now I go right into the content. And sometimes I need to shorten the end of the video. So if I scroll to the very end, sometimes it gives like a blank face like that. And I just need to shorten it down like that, so that now the end actually just ends right there. The last thing I like to do for my short videos is I go over to this stock button right here. I go over to audio and I add a song or a beat behind my videos. Now, there's a ton of different songs in here, all different genres. The ones I like the most, I typically put like lo-fi beat in, and this usually gives me a kind of a lower little beat behind what I'm saying. It's not too overbearing. So I just find a beat that I like. I can just hit the play button. You'll probably hear those. And then once I find a beat that I like, I make sure that my cursor is at the very beginning of the video, and then I just hit this plus button. When I hit that plus button, it's going to add that song to my video. You'll see it in green right there. And then typically what I need to do is click on the properties button and then take the audio volume down to somewhere around like 16 or 18%. So I do that. And once I take the volume down, my video is pretty much ready. Let's watch a little bit of this video to see if we like it. The worst advice online course creators still believe is this: you can just run some Facebook and Instagram ads to sell your online course with a webinar or something like that, and you're going to just bring in insane profits. I've personally spent multiple so you get the idea. It's pretty much a finished video. Now, there are a number of different things that you can do to really elevate your videos in Descript, but for me, I want a quick and repeatable process that I can do without doing a lot of manual things to make sure I can crank out a lot of content. But if you wanted to, for example, like do a zoom in on your video, you can click on the video, click on animation, and then you can use the zoom and pan button, and it will actually create a quick zoom in your video where it zooms up like that. And it's as easy as just going to the end here and then moving the video of me down a little bit. And you can see now that the zoom, the worst advice online course creators still believe is there. And I can edit that to wherever I want it. Another thing you can do is add stock footage. If we click on stock and then we go over to visuals, there's a ton of different GIFs and stock footage that you can add into your videos to make them more engaging. You can also click on elements and you'll see that you can do more text stuff. You can do shapes. There's all kinds of things that you can do here. Animations that you can add with arrows, overlays. There's a lot you can do in Descript, and I'm only scratching the surface in this video. But that's exactly how I create 14 short form videos in under 60 minutes. I hope you got value from this video. If you did, hit the like button and also consider subscribing to the channel. We'll see you in the next video.